Back in '91, we used to sit up all night trying to find out how we're going to get black people out of this stuff. You know, and basically we was dealing with the physical and the mundane, and everything we would deal with, we come up with a common sense going, you know, black people ain't gonna do that shit. You know, so basically what happened is one day I was walking through a room full of people and sitting around trying to discuss the problem, and the Spirit just told me, this shit is a spiritual thing, not necessarily a mundane thing when it comes to taking this beast off the planet. This is a manifesto tonight to go on the offensive with the United States government, the European powers that rule the world, and their black conspirators or the Uncle Toms that also help them. Now when we say go on the offensive, we're not talking about voicing our opinions. We're not talking about that. What we mean when we say go on the offensive, let this be known, we're talking about tonight declaring war on the United States government and the cracker and everything else on this particular planet, and eventually humanity itself, for those people that know what I'm talking about. And so this is actually a manifesto to, it's time for at least me to shit or get off the pot. So this power came, and this power came for one thing and one thing only. And that is to go to war. Fuck the dumb shit. So basically, it's to go to war. And I will go into this and I will explain what this is. So let's say, reject love, reject humanity, reject happiness, even reject black people. Then you ask the question, wait a minute. You say, but this is insane. Yeah, it would be insane if you were a human. But let's say that you are God or some entity. Rejecting those things that I call a characteristic that make you human wouldn't be such a bad idea if you was God and somebody told you, your ass told you that you were human. You understand where I'm coming from here? You see the concept? Now, all the ancient mythology says that at one time you were advanced entities, rulers of the omniverse. So the things that I just told you, the things that fundamentally make you human, now if you were God, it wouldn't be no problem rejecting that shit. It's only when you are told that you are a doggone human, which in this case, obviously the God thing has got to register up because we fail miserably at being human. At least now. Shit can't work for us. Right? We the masters of screwing up everything. So if things don't work for us, that means in actuality, they're not supposed to work for us. And we must even question the very existence of reality. That's what the Matrix told you, question reality. Right? These are the things that we have to get our mind on a certain level because nothing seems to work. Before we can physically do it, and we're not talking about the masses of the people, so don't think, like Colin said, we can't tell the masses of the people. I said, no, we got to reject moralism. He said, you can't tell, you know, in the conference, you can't tell black people except reject communism, moralism. I said, first of all, I'm not talking to black people. This is not a black leadership conference. This is a conference for the conscious people that are just trying to get a grasp on this thing because you're the only motherfuckers there is. Everybody else, you can hang it up. You know, each one teach one, and we ain't gonna take it to no streets. Right. You are the best there is, and the gods to come back is you in this room. Not out there in the street. So we're not talking to them. I wouldn't dare go and tell a nigga on the street that you must reject moralism. I'm talking to you. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. But I wouldn't dare be a fool to call myself a black leader. You know what I'm saying? Lead who? A bunch of niggas that I don't like? We even have to question whether we like each other, and because innately we don't like each other, there's a reason for that. Maybe that's spiritual, the reason why you don't like each other. Oh, we got to do the unity. You know, all the same old rhetoric. But why don't you like each other? Because your spirit is rebelling against human existence. Now, if you're rebelling against human existence, I don't suppose to like you. I'm supposed to like your soul on the inside and the freedom of your energy and your soul is going to another existence. But anything human, I'm supposed to rebel against it. And because we're the only people that hate each other, we're the only people right for this fucking task to get the fuck out of here. Think about it. So we just broke up a whole lot of damn laws here. Everything that we say is wrong with us is good. We don't like each other. Let's deal with that. Why don't we like each other? Because we've been on the planet as humans about 13 billion years. So we're tired of being human. And now it's to go to the next paradigm shift. No more shit than what the Bible said. The good Christians. This is my home. I'm just passing through. The flesh is weak. You see what I'm saying? So now, if we don't supposed to be here, if a caterpillar don't supposed to go into a cocoon to become a damn caterpillar, but supposed to become a butterfly, then the caterpillar has to hate the goddamn caterpillar. Because it don't supposed to be a caterpillar anymore, it's supposed to be a butterfly. You get it? So we'll go into that. But the key and what I'm talking about here is the reason why this sounds strange, because I can't come before you and give you stuff that makes common sense. Our brains do not work on common sense. You see, this is some of the greatest times in the world because we are standing before black people and we're dealing with shit that is outrageous. If it was to get out to the national public and they would air this on TV, they would say this guy is insane. But what is sanity? And insanity is only what you told yourself it was. That's what understanding is. You're supposed to ask questions. We're not talking about questioning anything. But what we're talking about here is a new paradigm shift to get to the God realm. And the God realm means it's got to be anti-human. We have done the human thing. You understand what I'm saying? We've done the human thing. I'm telling you, we are on the brink of whipping this motherfucker ass. We have made this shit, and we have made this shit, and so tonight is a manifesto to say that I'm going on the offensive of declaring war on the United States government, white people, the European powers, and all black people who want to stand with white people, and eventually humanity itself. That's right. Like Joseph Cipollone said that the true beings will do anything for money. That's right. We trying to be humane here. Somebody break in your house and rape your little boy, stick your TV up your little boy's rectum. You mean to tell me that this person can compensate you with $1 billion? That's what I'm trying to say. What's the difference between now, if they get it now, because they rape little boys, raise them for pedophilia, and the ancestors before. The point I'm trying to make here is, don't go by how you feel. Go by, don't. Go by the spirit. Yeah. Elijah Muhammad was dealing with a system of 30 years ago. He also wrote, but he was conscious enough to write the theology of time and the fall of America. And he said, after me comes God. Now we're in the God stage and you want to get paid off. You understand why we got to destroy humanity now? See, wait a minute. First of all, what we're trying to do with this here, take a deep breath and try to understand something outside of logic and rationale. Logically and rationally and common sense-wise, it makes common sense to get paid. But we're not talking about common sense because common sense don't work for us. We're talking, did I tell you first that you must challenge even your own human thought? You understand where I'm coming from here? Try to think on a higher fucking level than some goddamn dollar bill. Does anybody understand what the fuck I'm trying to say here? You the richest people already on the top. How much more shit out the mall you need to buy? How many more cars you need to buy? See,
the money
listen to me. This is the problem. There's something based on inspirational theology to make you feel good. What I'm trying to teach you is to be a God. What, you ever see Godzilla? You think Godzilla give a damn about a motherfucking trunk full of money? What are you gonna do, sit up at a bar? I'm Godzilla, I'm drinking some damn cognac. Hey baby, you want a drink? Think on a higher level. This is what we talking spirit here. Don't go by how you feel, because they have tampered by the way you feel. Yes. Do you know that the elite don't even live off money? That's right. That's right. Tell it. Don't need it. And you mean to tell me that if the white man can produce your happiness based on economics, that means that you saying to me that the white man is God? And we trying to get our people out of this shit. Didn't see we got to start processing. The thing about us now, we are unprincipled. We didn't have a lot of money 50 years ago, but we had principles. We have lost principles. We done came and we done gone savage. We done came and we got the white man stink on us. So we think like the white man now. You see what I'm saying? We think like the white man now. That's why all your black leaders can sell out 1 billion people based on money. You see what I'm saying? Now, so they're going to try to say that ain't nobody in this doggone land is pure black and we are all one ancestry because we all got this genetic link based on slavery. Number two, that's one thing based on the whole reparation, but what they're really trying to do is they're trying to save their ass by trying to say if somehow we can prove to the gods that we got some black in us, then maybe we can be saved. But the saving ain't got shit to do with the physical body. We're talking about the soul. And that which don't have a soul cannot go to the next realm. So it don't matter what kind of bargain you got. If you ain't an origin, and in order to have a soul, you got to be from the original point of origin. That means that at one time in the universe, you were a star. Now anybody that came about on the airplane after that time don't qualify. We're talking about you. They're not capable of, even if they were good enough and we wanted them to go. They cannot do it. There's no way a dog can ever be a damn human being. It just ain't happening. Still yet, this is a good time to start the offensive now. We got to go into this tonight, and I'm going to show you how I was able to do this thing and what I'm going to get down with. But I advise you not to do this shit. You like to say, don't try this shit at home. Please don't try this at home. Because it might burn down 16 city blocks. Kill everybody in your family and your state. But I was able to survive it about a month ago. So I guess I need to carry this shit out. So I'm going to tell you what I'm getting ready to do. You see, I'm going to war. And don't need no guns or no bombs. As a matter of fact, the Spirit told me today, they said they're going to try to kill you on the goddamn plane today. And here come a little rolling up, a little old Learjet little shit. Wasn't even a regular plane. You know one of them express things? Little Learjet shit. I said, God damn, what is this? I said, well, don't worry about it. I got it covered. I already had the hookup. Got on the plane and showed up. As soon as we got in New York, they circled for 30 minutes and the plane started shaking like this. And I said, they about to crash this shit. And I said, oh, I get it now. They didn't put the regular commercial flight. There are only about 50 people on the plane, so they said, we won't miss them crackers. So they didn't have a big 200. I'm telling you, some stuff going down. But then again, on the other hand, if you rolling on the spirit realm, you exempt from all the dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? You exempt from all the dumb stuff. So we'll go into that in a few minutes and stuff. But let's go on to some other things we need to deal with right now. Get Wishmaster Volume 1 and 2. Wishmaster 1 and 2. The movie Wishmaster 1 and 2. Wishmaster 1 and 2. Now let me explain this. The Wishmaster is a jinn, or the jinn comes from the word genie. And the word genie is in a bottle. You ever heard of the genie in the bottle? And you take the genie out of the bottle and you grant the wishes? Well, that's an alchemical That is an alchemical mythology. The genie in the bottle represents melanin. The bottle is the pineal gland. And when you unleash the genie in the bottle, you get the wishes or you get the glory. So the genie is short for jinn. Jinn becomes, you see, then by the time it becomes with Islam, Muhammad and them outlaw all of the ancient Persian and Zoroastrianism, ancient mythology of the Kushite Arabian. So this stuff is some much more advanced stuff that later on was degraded and turned into something evil. You getting it? So the genie in the bottle is basically, when you unleash this spiritual melanated energy, you get the wishes. 3 wishes, three glands, and 3 major glands in the brain. 3 stars in Orion's belt, 3 crosses on Calvary, 3 pyramids in Giza Plateau, 3 spears of the Kabbalah, Jubilee, 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 3 wise men. You see what I'm saying? 3 blind mice. What's the blind mice? The 3 blind mice is the 3 pineal, the 3 glands in your head. It's blind to the physical world because you need these 2 eyes, but it can see in the spirit world when you tap into it. And old George Clinton and them did a damn song, 3 blind mice on your ass. Dropping this shit. Now that's what that's talking about, the 3 glands in the head. Anyway, get that movie because they said, told her, he said, if I get enough people to make a wish, and the last movie was really dropping. She said, what will happen? He said, if you make your final wish, naturally you're going to kill him and save the world. It's always a ritual going on. He said, the jinns walk the earth again if we do this wish. You are the jinn. The jinn just means your inner self, one's own genius. You see, all this stuff that was outlawed, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism outlawed the inner nature of man. You see, okay, let's go on. Now, do you hear this thing? See, this is why we got to take the earth off. We got to really use this time to make a statement and a manifestation, you know, and make the spirits do this. And it can't be done.